Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, your journey, our passion, and by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Hello and welcome to Autoline Daily. We start out today's report with a couple of notable personnel moves. General Motors has had some high-profile executives leave the company this year. The head of Chevrolet and Cadillac in Europe, Susan Docherty, left over the summer. Don Butler, Cadillac's global marketing chief, quit in August. And now Reuters reports that the head of Chevrolet marketing, Chris Perry, has abruptly resigned. There are not a whole lot of details, but it does not seem like this was an amicable breakup because there's no mention of Perry's resignation anywhere on GM's media website. And speaking of management changes, Jaguar Land Rover announced that Joe Eberhart is now the new president of its North American operations. He'll be responsible for sales, service, and marketing in the United States and Canada. Previously, Eberhart worked at Chrysler as vice president of sales and marketing during the Daimler Chrysler days. He was blamed by dealers for forcing unwanted cars on them as the company overproduced what the market could bear. But I can tell you, Joe was just doing what the big bosses wanted, and that's a story I'll have to get into some other time. Honda released its lineup for next month's Detroit Auto Show, and one of the vehicles it will show off is the all-new Acura TLX prototype. This luxury performance midsize sedan replaces the outgoing TL and will slot in behind the RLX in Acura's lineup. It also announced that sales of the TSX will end in 2014 as well. The TLX will focus on sports sedan proportions with more emotional styling, something that Acura definitely needs. The car can be powered by two all-new direct-injected engines, mated to an all-new transmission, and will be available in two or all-wheel drive configurations. Production of the TLX starts in the second half of next year. And in other Detroit Auto Show news, Kia will unveil a new concept there. No word yet on a name for this concept, but it's a 2+2 sports car that's intended for both road and track. It was conceived at Kia's design studio in California, and it's going to be interesting to see what Peter Schreier has in store for us this time. Speaking of the Detroit Auto Show, we are going to be there in force.
This January, Autoline covers the North American International Auto Show like never before. During press days on Monday and Tuesday the 13th and 14th, Autoline Live will talk to the executives who made the biggest news and unveiled the hottest products at the Detroit show. But the coverage doesn't stop there. Stay with us on both Wednesday and Thursday, the 15th and 16th, when we are live from Industry Days, as the supplier community comes to Cobo Hall and Autoline Live to discuss the vital issues driving today's industry. For the most comprehensive coverage of the North American International Auto Show, there's only one place to turn: Autoline.tv.
For the past 2 weeks, I've been talking about the Autoline Executive of the Year. Most of you know that the finalists to win that award include Alan Mulally from Ford, Martin Winterkorn from the Volkswagen Group, Akio Toyoda from you-know-where, Mark Royce from General Motors, and Tom Dahl from Subaru of America. Those finalists were chosen by my blue ribbon panel of automotive experts, including Marianne Keller, Dr. David Cole, and Neil DeCoker. Today I want to talk about the fourth member of the panel, Carl Ludvigsen. Carl is an award-winning journalist and author, having worked at numerous car magazines in his career, from Sports Car Illustrated to Car and Driver and Automobile Quarterly. He has written about 50 books on a variety of automotive topics. Perhaps best known is his 3-book series on Porsche titled Excellence Was Expected. But he's more than a writer, having started his career as a designer at General Motors, working on experimental front-drive prototypes. He was also a vice president at Fiat of America and a vice president at Ford of Europe. Based in England, Carl has one of the most extensive private libraries of automotive publications, books, pictures, and pamphlets. In my opinion, he's one of the foremost automotive experts in the world, and that's why I wanted him on the blue ribbon panel to choose the Autoline Executive of the Year. Tomorrow, I'll tell you about the last member of that panel, and I will reveal who we chose as Autoline Executive of the Year. Say, don't forget to join us for the last Autoline After Hours of 2013. Joining me and Peter DeLorenzo will be Gary Vassilash from Automotive Design and Production Magazine and Scott Burgess from Motor Trend as we hand out Christmas presents and lumps of coal for the best and worst automotive products, people, and developments over the last 12 months. That's tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And that ends the news portion of today's show. Coming up next, if you're at a car company or supplier that's bursting at the seams trying to keep up with demand, KPMG might have the answers for you in its sponsored message.
Dow Automotive Systems, driving solutions in automotive, commercial transportation, and aftermarket with innovative products like Betamate structural adhesives. Lighter, stronger, safer. DowBetamate.com.
The North American auto industry has made significant gains since the 2009 recession. The economy, though still fragile, is showing clear signs of strengthening. Credit is becoming more available and consumer confidence is recovering. The housing market is on the rebound, and with it, so are sales of light trucks. Industry profitability is at record levels for each of the domestic three automakers as well as many of their global competitors. Even so, the facts show that industry faces a number of significant new challenges, and it is apparent that a change to the current business model is needed in this complex environment. One of these fundamental challenges include a serious brain and experience drain within the OEMs and suppliers. Over 470,000 auto industry jobs were lost during the downturn. Most of these losses were highly experienced people who are not likely to return. To date, 30% of these lost jobs have been refilled. And while there are many industry jobs available, qualified candidates are in short supply. Another significant challenge that faces the auto industry today is that there is a looming tooling and production capacity shortfall within the supply base as a result of the downturn. For instance, the 2013 Automotive Industry Tooling Study from Harbor Results projects that demand for tooling will outstrip supply by over 70% between now and 2020 in North America. Combined with these fundamental structural shifts, there are other forces impacting the industry, such as an intensified regulatory impact. CAFE, for instance, is driving the need for new lightweight materials, onboard electronics, alternative fuels, and powertrains, while safety regulations are driving the need for more complex sensing systems and higher strength materials for impact compliance. These changes need to happen rapidly, with OEMs starting to pick technology paths and strategies as we speak to meet future requirements. In an industry that is still feeling the effects of the 2008-2009 layoffs and the issues just listed, the strain to deliver a flawless product launch is becoming evident with recent examples of missteps and product recalls. Obviously, the challenges are great, but with these challenges come new opportunities and tools that were not available in the past. As manufacturers look to strategically drive future performance metrics to new levels, it is apparent that innovative solutions and risk mitigation strategies are required. Some areas where KPMG has the expertise and tools to provide the next level of technical and intellectual solutions include three main themes: predictive analytics and preventive planning, information visibility and latency, and root cause analysis with lessons learned feedback. For a flawless launch, preventive planning is key. KPMG has developed MOBI, which stands for Mass Opinion Business Intelligence. It's a set of tools that provide early feedback regarding consumer preferences and opinions of products and features during the planning phase for a future product. They provide real-time feedback during the development, pre-launch, and post-launch phases. MOBI can be utilized in a variety of functions, including procurement, quality, warranty, product planning, and engineering. KPMG has extensive experience in working with our clients to map out supply chain issues with our risk exposure index and other strategies to mitigate failure, protect consistent supply, and reduce time to recovery in the event of work stoppage. Another new tool for improvement of communication between OEMs and the supply base is utilization of cloud technologies to transform how supply chains can operate. KPMG is at the forefront of helping clients leverage this technology to transform their supply chains into supply networks. By increasing visibility and reducing information latency and demand uncertainty, companies are able to reduce excessive inventory and free up working capital for more productive uses. KPMG is also a leader in developing custom business formats to apply these tools to the product development and innovation processes as well. Last, KPMG's experience in post-launch support is extensive, such that we have dynamic launch assessment tools customized to meet the needs of an OEM or supplier-specific product and plant. We work with clients to develop action plans that can be implemented from the design phase through on-site execution directly with the supply chain. I'm Gordon Heidecker, Advisory Managing Director for Strategic Sourcing and Procurement for KPMG. We welcome the opportunity to speak with you about how KPMG can support your new product development, procurement, and planning challenges.
To learn more about KPMG, visit www.kpmg.com/automotive.